The second half of last year, he played much better than he did the first half of it. So for the Mavs, I really like it. I am baffled at the total inability of Rob Pelinka to get anything done ever. You had a scenario where
just praise him a week ago?
I thought they made a good draft pick, but the thing is, you have to pick somebody, and so that is not landing a plane. That is, I do. He did fall to him, and again, I think that was a smart pick, and I give praise where it's due. But you have a scenario where the greatest player of his generation, in my opinion, the greatest player ever, says, you know what? I'll take a pay cut. You have a scenario where a player clearly wants to stick it to his former team in Golden State. The Lakers are closer to rivals to the Warriors than the Mavs are. And even if the Mavs are closer to contending, the Lakers beat them in the last playoff series they were in. His daddy broadcast the games, and they're on the water. They have all those things. You have all those things going for you. And I understand people are like, oh, California state tax. Clay's used to it.
Yeah, he's tired.
I mean, maybe. But the state tax thing falls a little hollow. I understand that. But I don't think that's the deciding factor. If you said it right before we went on the air, Brew, and maybe you said it in your opening statement, I'm not sure, about Nico Harrison. Man, he's doing a hell of a job. Nico Harrison gets to Dallas, starts making moves where he can in the margins, pounces at Kyrie Irving. If only there was a place that we know the star wanted Kyrie Irving. Hires Jason Kidd. If only there's a place where we know the star wanted Jason Kidd. These things, and now Klay Thompson, you can't land that plane. I'm happy for Klay, and I don't begrudge him this. But it is, how many times are we going to hear about the Lakers being in on something and then the front office not being able to get it done? And this one should not have been that hard.
If Klay Thompson prefers going to Dallas over the Lakers, what's Rob Pelinka supposed to do? I mean, it's not like you could offer him a ton more money.
Right, but isn't that in some part what the point of a GM is? To sell your team to a potential coach or a potential free agent? Is that not?
But how much selling? I mean, if I'm like, look, they got a better shot at winning a championship than you do.
Why does
I don't care what you say. It's not like you can offer me twice as much money.
But if it's just that's where Klay wanted to be, then why does Nico get credit? You said Nico's doing a great job. If you get credit,
then take away credit.
No, but I don't want
to. No, but seriously, all I'm saying is if I want to go someplace else, I don't care what you say to me. I'm on my own man unless you can give me a bunch more money.
No, I'm
just saying I don't think you can crush Pelinka. Oh, he couldn't get Klay. Klay wanted to go to Dallas.
So again, that last part, if it were reported that from the moment that Klay might be leaving Golden State, that, he has his eyes set on the Mavericks. That's where he's going to go. This came up quickly, I don't want to say out of nowhere. People thought the Magic were a possibility.
Yeah.
People thought Oklahoma City or Philly were a possibility. Something happened to where all of a sudden Dallas became his preferred destination. To me, that is a sign of a good front office. Is that like?
I don't think I don't think there was any magical meeting where they, really? Where Klay was like, I never thought about that. Wow, thanks, Nico, you're giving me. And LeBron called him.
Yeah.
I mean, why aren't you looking at LeBron? LeBron couldn't land the plane. He called Klay.
LeBron's not the general manager.
Yeah, but he took it upon himself to give him a call.
That's my point. Even with LeBron James' help, with Danny Hurley and with Klay Thompson, they can't get their guy.
But that wasn't enough for Klay. Maybe Klay rather play with Luka than LeBron.
If that's all it is, so be it. The point, I am now of the belief, and maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe they will end up getting DeMar DeRozan, or maybe, and then everything's all fine. But I think that we are going to end up with LeBron not taking a pay cut because they don't have anyone to give the money to. And that is a failure of that is an organizational failure. And so if Klay's number one goal is to win a championship, I think the Mavs with Klay are in a better position than the Lakers.
They're in better position than Orlando. The Mavs in Orlando. So that takes. OKC. There's an argument there.
Philly would have also been an interesting one.
Philly, maybe didn't want to go all the way east. Who knows?
But there were a lot of, to me, you scoffed at it before the show and then maybe here as well. I think that you did have a real nostalgia angle of Michael Thompson, it being his team, that I thought was a chip that could work in their favor. Maybe you disagreed with me.
I just don't think it's a large chip. I think, and I'm sure Nico is doing a great job. Yeah. But if he's like, I just spoke to LeBron, like, oh, yeah, did he talk to you about how he got bounced in the first round while we were headed to the finals and we think we can go further if we have you? It's like, all right. That's done. Like, Klay, you're about winning.
Right.
You're leaving a championship roster that is fading. You're going to join another championship roster that's fading. It's going to try to fight and claw into the play-in, unless it's a ton of money, which he already has money.
Let's not disregard human nature. If I were in Klay Thompson's shoes, I want to stick it to the Warriors. You paid Draymond. You paid Wiggins. You won't pay me.
I agree with that entirely.
And going to the Lakers and going out in the first and second round isn't repaying the Warriors. Going to Dallas and winning a championship, now you have one more. I'm not saying he has beef with Steph and Draymond, but you got one more than them now? Like, that's huge.
I agree. What else? I
thought for the sticking it to the Warriors part, that's another one that I thought was a plus for the Lakers.
Over Dallas?
Yes, because I look at the Lakers and Warriors play on Christmas. The Lakers and Warriors have played in the playoffs. The Lakers and Warriors, there is a real and there's a California
history.
It's more
LeBron, Steph. Let's keep it real.
It's true. Agreed. But I guess my point is, if you're trying to stick it to the Warriors, teaming up with your guy's generational rival is the sticking it to him.
It's sticking it to Steph and Draymond.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't
think he wants to stick it to Steph.
Heavyweight fight with no title belts on the line. It's like, what a battle. Like, where's the belts? Like, we actually don't have
any. 3.
We don't have any belts.
That's
fair.
There was no
that's fair. But
awesome.
You understand what I mean about that? The Lakers-Warriors feels like a thing in a way that Warriors-Mavs doesn't.
I agree with that.
100%.
There's no Mavs-Warriors.
Right. Now, maybe there will be.
They win the championship,
sure.
It'll still be.
Klay wins a championship.
It's unbelievable. And all of a sudden, he's a guy with 5.
Does he
move up?
What? He certainly gets in that new top 75.
All right, so now let's talk about Golden State. Yeah. Splash Brothers now estranged. Klay will be wearing a Dallas jersey next time we see him. After nearly 1,000 games with the Warriors, this trio, Draymond, Steph, and Klay, conclude their run. 6 finals appearances, 4 titles, 720 games together, and 6 most wins by a trio all time. A 718 winning percentage. Are you viewing this as the official end of the Warriors?
I mean, it's certainly the end of an era. I mean, because their championships, even with Kevin Durant there, because he was there obviously for just the 2, it's about Steph, Klay, and Draymond. Mm-hmm. Steph and Klay, best backcourt ever. Mark Jackson said it, best shooting backcourt ever early in their career, and they became the best backcourt ever. So in that regard, it's the end of an era. Look, I think the Warriors, they still are going to try to make some moves. The Lowry Markkanen is out there from Utah. I love that.
I love that, too. I would love it. I don't see how they can get it, but go ahead.
It's going to be different. You're right. Yeah. He's a perfect fit if they can get him.
Yes.
And even if they get him, I think, I don't know I have a graphic on tiers later, but not for this one. But I think that they're
more tease the top of the show. There's a graphic coming up.
I think that they're basically where they were last year. They're fighting to just get in the postseason. That includes the play-in, not just the real playoffs, but the play-in. 10th, 11th.
Yeah, there's a lot of. And by the way, I saw the Markkanen thing as well, but I also saw this weekend that they could have gotten Levine. And they said no to it because, to me,
just for Chris Paul or Wiggins.
You're right. And then a little salary filler. So that, to me, indicates that Joe Lacob was telling the truth. That their number one goal is to not get under the apron, but to get under the tax. Mm-hmm. And that this is over. Now, I don't view this as I view this as the end of the end. We know what the beginning of the end was. The beginning of the end was this moment right here, before they played a single game in their title defense. This, as history will tell it, was the beginning of the end of the Warriors. We just didn't know it yet, but it was. Mm-hmm. And Nothing was right ever since then. That year, they, tried to deal with it, and then they go out kind of quietly in round 2 to LeBron and the Lakers. Mm-hmm. Then next year, we don't have to keep playing this. The next year, they deal with more Draymond-related